Howdy folks, Jambareeqi here. In this episode I'm going to review a movie about a talking, wish-granting dog. You know what, I want to make my own wishes again. Luckily, I kept my magic lamp from my review of the DuckTales movie. All I have to do is rub it. Genie! Come out, Genie! Hello! Oh yeah, I forgot. I used up all my wishes in that review. It's useless! Oh well. In this episode, Yonkers Come Here.
Yonkers Come Here is a Japanese animated fantasy drama from the director of Sailor Moon. It's about an 11-year-old girl called Hiromi, whose parents are always too busy and considering a divorce. To top things off, Hiromi's private tutor, whom she has a crush on, is going to get married soon. Her only true friend is a wish-granting talking dog called Yonkers. So, Hiromi starts to fear for potential loneliness and worries that everyone will leave her. Can Yonkers help Hiromi with his powers, and what will be the consequences for her wishes? Before I saw this movie, I was expecting it to be a whimsical and enchanting family adventure about a magical dog. Well, it sort of is. Sure, it has charming fantasy elements, but it's really a coming-of-age story about a little girl dealing with loneliness. That's quite a mature direction to take for a family movie. The question is, how does Yonkers Come Here handle the theme of solitude? Pretty well, actually. Hiromi goes through a lot of internal pain that's heartbreaking and moving to watch. She wrestles with her fears, concerns, and conscience as her loved ones ignore her and potentially fade away from her life. You can really feel her pain as she tries to accept major changes. The character of Yonkers, the talking, wish-granting dog, actually has less attention than Hiromi's problems. He's still part of the movie, of course, but he doesn't become a huge focus in the story until an hour into the movie. For the first half of the film, I kept wondering why the story wasn't having fun with its wish-granting dog premise already. But, like I said, this movie is more about Hiromi's fears than Yonkers the magic dog. However, I can't ignore talking about Yonkers, he's still part of the movie. For starters, it's hinted that maybe Yonkers' powers and ability to talk are part of Hiromi's imagination, sort of a way for her to deal with her loneliness and fears. I do like this possible idea, but it makes me raise questions. If Yonkers' powers are part of Hiromi's imagination, then how come another human could hear Yonkers talk? And how do all of Hiromi's wishes come true? Well, I can't think of any answers for my first question, but maybe Hiromi's wishes are coincidental with what's really happening. However, that's a lot of coincidences to believe in. So, I find it easier to believe that Yonkers really is a magic dog, which again raises questions. What's the origin of his magic powers? Is he an alien? Was he cursed by a witch? Is he a demon? I have no idea. It's a shame that the film doesn't fully develop Yonkers because he is the title character. He needs to be someone special, someone unique. I think that the movie should have either explained Yonkers' powers or committed to its idea that the fantasy elements are all part of Hiromi's imagination. Now, some of you may be wondering why I'm getting so worked up by the lack of explanation for Yonkers' powers when so many other animated films feature talking dogs. Well, of course I can suspend my belief when watching a dog talk in an animated movie, but when that dog is given magic powers, then I'm going to raise questions. Where did the powers come from? What are the rules for his powers? It's why I feel like things are missing from Yonkers' character. Hiromi is a fun and sparky little girl who seems to be mature and strong, but deep down she does have feelings that she chooses to bottle up. I really felt sorry for her because she's having to deal with a childhood crush and her parents' divorce at the same time. She can often be selfish and does make an inconsiderate wish at one point, but she's sweet and mature enough to recognize her mistakes or selfishness. At the end of the day, she's human, and every human has flaws. I'm glad this film is aware of that fact and doesn't paint Hiromi as a perfect and innocent little girl. Yonkers isn't that interesting if I'm honest. He's not very fun and he's not that memorable. He doesn't have enough personality or charm, so he comes across as a bit boring. He's still likable though because you can tell how much he cares for Hiromi. He really wants to help and support her, but he's a dog. He can only lend a hand if Hiromi makes a wish. So, he's not that fun, but at least he's sweet and considerate. This movie looks incredibly beautiful. Its animation is gorgeous, soft, and fluid. All the characters are highly expressive and easy to read. The film uses so many subtle and graceful methods to get across its characters' feelings or emotions. The background art looks wonderfully handcrafted. It's very charming. It has soft penciled strokes and bright watercolors. I think it feels reminiscent of The Snowman. In fact, there's a flying sequence in this movie that clearly mimics the one in The Snowman. I wouldn't be surprised if the director of this movie was highly influenced by The Snowman. So yeah, this movie is very pretty to look at. Unfortunately, its magic effects aren't displayed until the movie's finale, which is a shame because these effects are stunning and capture a strong visual fantasy. I saw this movie in its English dub format, which was recorded in 2003. I think that this dub is a mixed bag. Hiromi is voiced by Brittany Wilson. She gives plenty of energy, personality, and likability to her character. Plus, she also displays an ability to evoke emotional pain during dramatic scenes.
Oh, this tea is simply marvelous! How was that?
What do you mean, how?
You know, I mean, did I sound mature or adult-like?
You sounded like a kid.
I don't know why they have to get divorced. Sure, I'm lonely, but it wouldn't be fair to them if they were forced to stay together.
Junkers is voiced by Sanders Whiting, who sounds surprisingly bland for a magic dog.
I mean, you made the miracle happen.
Miracle?
In the middle of the night, didn't I tell you that I wish Keisuke wouldn't marry Yoko, right?
I don't know. Really?
Tell me the truth, Junkers.
Truth or no truth, I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe it's just me, but I find Sanders' voice for Junkers to be charmless and boring. It lacks the energy and wonder of a magic dog. Most of the adults in this movie are given very corny, weak, and awkward voices. A lot of the time they sound like they're narrating a story for a 3-month-old baby. Sure, some of the adults are meant to sound like they're patronizing to Hiromi, but they don't have to sound this condescending. It's grating to listen to.
Here's to a happy birthday, Hiromi.
So you did remember. I was so sure you'd forgotten. I figured I shouldn't be the one to bring it up.
How very kind of you. I did know. That's why we're here.
I think that the only actors playing adults that actually put in effort are the voice actors for Hiromi's mum and nanny. Hiromi's mother sounds bold and focused, but also showcases a glint of heart deep down.
Are you saying you want to split up?
It's really up to you. Personally, I think it would be better for both of us. Hiromi would be better off too. Now, she needs a father who's always around. A father she can rely on. Right now, Keisuke is filling in for you.
Hiromi's nanny sounds wonderfully hilarious and energetically charming.
Wait a minute! That means Keisuke and I will be alone! But he does have a fiancé. Oh, too bad! I was probably too good for him in the first place.
The music for this movie is very endearing. It actually rarely plays, which makes it more noticeable when it's heard. In addition, this lack of consistent music also gives silence a chance to capture certain atmospheres. The music is a mixed balance of subtle whimsy, soft and delicate pieces, festive instrumentals, and upbeat jazz. It really fits the laid-back tone of the movie. Some people may find it to be too cheesy or dated, but I think it's a warm and light-hearted music score that fits the scenes it's attached to.
To conclude, Junkers Come Here is a touching drama about the heartbreaking loneliness and fears of an 11-year-old girl. Sure, that sounds like a depressing premise, but it looks beautiful and has a likable child character. Unfortunately, its fantasy aspect goes ignored, and its title character is underdeveloped and uninteresting. I'm going to give this film 3 furry stars out of 5. Now, if some of you are still wondering if this movie is your bowl of kibble, then consider this. If you enjoyed such titles as Watch My Chops or My Girl, then you're definitely going to love Junkers Come Here because it has the same feel and the same themes as those titles. I've been Jambareeqi, and I hope you've enjoyed this review. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I encourage you to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. In the next episode, the anime horror King of Fawn. Ooh, going in a dark direction next time. Now, if you don't mind me, I'm going to find a way to get this bloody genie out of this bloody lamp. Cheerio, folks.